Hello, we are here with the back with the new lesson of managing the files and the directory permissions. My name is Rohit and I am here for the Linux tutorial, showing you the Linux tutorial. Firstly, we'll see the type of the file permissions over here, and in this first one is the read. You can view a file content, and for the right we have the write permission. You can change or delete any permissions, and we have the execute permission to run the file as a program. So after the directory or the root permissions, we are having the type of directory permissions also, and these directory permissions are like same as of having the file permissions, but it's only the content of the directory or file system is such a only the difference is that things only. In the directory permissions, we are also having the three permissions, that is read, write and execute. For reading, you can list the content of the directory, and for having a write permission, you can add and remove the files in the directory. And after that, we are having the execute permissions, which we can use to list you can list information about the files in the directory. For listing the files, we can use the execute permissions. Applied to one of three entities, all three, we are having the user, after that group, and other. User represented by a small u, group represented as small g, and other is represented as a small o. Understanding permissions is pretty straightforward, but let's go through anyway. Let's start with the output of the ll command. Long listing, it gives the detail about the contents of the directory. Immediately below there is a command total 20 that specifies the total number of logs in the directory. Then going from left to right, on the left side, it's some character is represented that specifies the type of the file, or in that L represented link, and the D represented as the directory again, which is seen at the bottom of the output. Here D represented as a file, as a directory. Now continuing with our next three columns of the permissions. And after that, we are having the read and write and execute permissions for the user. We have shown that the user have not execute permissions, and here they are written that read, write and execute, and the execute permission is here for the user. After that, we will see about the group permissions. In the group permissions, we are having the read, write and only. There is no execute for the file 1, similarly as file 2 and file 3. But as for the file 4 and the file 5, we are having read, write and execute permissions for the groups. After that, moving to the another of user, where here file 1, file 2 and 3 are having only the read permissions, not write, and not having the execute permissions also. But for the file 4, we are having the read, write and execute, all three permissions are there for the other user. And for the file 5, we are having only the read and execute permissions. After that, moving to the another, here the one and here 1 and 2, all this represented as a links, number of links pointing to the file. Here for the file, it's a directory, so that it is having the two pointing files, and for the single file or else a link file, there is only having a one link. After that, moving to the another one, here is having the don, here don, it represented as the owner of the file. And after that, we are having the group of engineers or artists, marketing don. Here this is the group of the file. And after that, we are having the file size, the size of the file here. Here at the size of the file. And after that, the most important part is the date and all, date and time, the last modification whenever it was created and all. And it is followed by the file name. And in the this is just like the creation of the shortcut in the Windows operating system, like we created some shortcuts. It just like the same as file 4 represented as also the files as a target link. We'll see some listed commands. Here we write as ls-l. You will see some files over here. It represented the files of the directory, and we are seeing all the commands here. And I will just check out it once again, how the command will be written. As for the changing of the file of the permission, file or directory permission, we will use the chmod u plus x. Here if you want to just give the execute permission to the file 1, here I don't have the execute permission here, and I have to give the execute permission for the user. Then I will use the chmod u plus x. It represented as user plus execute, means user having the execute permission. Give the execute permission to the user, and it will give the permission to the user of accessing the file 1 here. After that, long listing that command, will see the execute permission is applied over here. And after that, we'll see some another examples. If we want to give the order and group, the read write execute permissions for the order and the group, then we'll use the group order, give the read write permission to the group and order of accessing the file 1 here. After that, we'll see all the having all the this file is having 777 permission. Here we go. Here we see all those the files is having all read write and execute permission. After that, if you wanted to take down the read write and execute permissions from the order and group of file 1, then we fire the command like chmod go -rwx, because we are removing the read write and execute permissions from the group and the order. So the file 1 here, it becomes like the user is having only the read write and execute permissions, and after that order and group is not having the read write and execute permissions. Here also shown that only user is not having the execute permissions. From this one, u minus x, if you want to do the u minus x, that is user, we want the user is not having the execute permission. Then if we were to fire the command, then long listing it, we will see here like file1 is not having the execute permissions. If we wanted to do the group and user is having the same permissions, then we can use the or fire the command like chmod g equals to u. It represented as group equals to users. All the permission will be the same for the file 1. If we wanted to do the read permission, if you wanted to give the read permission for the file 1, then we will use the chmod o plus r. It will surely give the read permissions to the other group. Here I have shown some examples. So we have seen some alphabetical permissions, but here we also have the octal, that is numeric permissions. And this we use the read permissions as a 4, write permissions as a 2, and execute permission as a 1. And if there is no access, we use the 0. If we are given the 664, it means the 6 is divided as 4 plus 2. That is 4 plus 2, 4 plus 2, and 4. 4 is for read, 2 is for write, and 1 is for execute. So here it will show as like user is having read and write permission, group is having read and write permission, but the other is having only the read permission. The sticky bit can be added on the world writable directories to prevent the users from the deleting and the other user files. The sticky bit is added to the front of the permission, that is it's like 117. The example is for here written. Here if you want to give the permissions to the file 1 as 777, we use the chmod 777 as file 1, and after that on long listing it, we'll see here we are having the 777, that is read, write, and execute 4 plus 3 plus 2, 4 plus 2 plus 1. And here we are having the 664, that is 4 plus 2, 4 plus 2, and 4, that is read, write, and the read permission. Here it is shown that here it is applied as read permissions. After that, if we wanted to give the permissions of 660 to file 1, 2, and 3, we use the chmod like 660 file 1, 2, 3, and after that long listing it we will get as all the file 1, 2, 3, the files is having the permission of read, write for the user, read, write for the group, and no access for the author. If we will use the command like this one, and if the files are a lot of files, then how can we use the file 1, 2, 3 and all those things in the one line only? Then after that, for this one we can use the command like chmod 664 file star, and star represents all the files is having the 664 permissions. We are applying the files permissions as 664, that is for the users read, write permission, for the groups read, write permission, and for the other we are having the only the read permission, and after that long listing it, we'll see here as all the files is having the permissions like this one. Only this is the links that it can't be changed that if we give the 77 as the file the permission to the file, then it will show all these the files is having the 777 permission. It's a default permission for the directory. Here some examples are shown here. Just check out that examples. Here's the sticky bit. As we have seen that sticky bit one, the example is here written as chmod 1777 the files, and the sticky bit is applied to over here, and 777 permissions are applied also here. That T represented a sticky bit over here.